So what is al-mustahadha? Al-mustahadha is a woman who suffers from irregular bleeding. And this woman who suffers from such non-menstrual bleeding has rules. Among them, she's obliged to pray and fast. Well, she sees the blood, Sheikh. Yes, but this blood is not her monthly cycle. She's only ordered to stop fasting, praying, and being intimate with her spouse when she has her monthly cycle. So how do we differentiate between monthly cycle and istihadha? Well, monthly cycle comes 6 or 7 days a month. Istihadha is when this is prolonged beyond the norm. How does a woman in her non-menstrual bleeding state or istihadha pray? Well, the Prophet said, alayhi salatu wasalam, whenever the time of the prayer begins and you want to pray, you should wash your private part, change your soiled clothes, and perform wudu. Okay, Sheikh, but while she's performing wudu, she's still bleeding. This has no impact. She prays. While she's praying, she's still bleeding. This has no impact on the validity of her prayer. Of course, we have to point out that she has to put the necessary means and pads to ensure that the blood does not leak while she is praying. And she has to do the same procedure whenever the time expires and she wants to pray once again the following prayer. She has to change her soiled clothes or pad, wash her private part, and perform wudu. Now, if a woman is inflicted with a prolonged state of istihadha, irregular bleeding, how should she behave? There are 3 types. Number 1, if she has had a fixed number of days every lunar month, which normal women usually do in the beginning of the month, in the middle of the month, at the end of the month, and every month it comes at the same time. And all of a sudden, it's changed, and she's having prolonged, irregular bleeding sessions. In this case, scholars say she has to identify the time that she used to get her period from, for example, day 1 to day 7 of every Hijri month. So she considered this to be her monthly cycle. And although the blood is continuously coming, on the 7th day, she performs ghusl. And she begins to pray, fast, and be intimate with her husband and consider the bleeding to be istihadha. Case number 2, what if the bleeding is continuing and she does not remember having a fixed period of time in the month for her menses? Or she had different days every month. In this case, scenario number 2, she's ordered to distinguish. So the bleeding throughout the month, it has characteristics of menses. So she knows that, okay, from this day till this day, the blood is dark, the smell of the menses, I got my cramps and pain, back pain. So she considered this to be her menses, and then she continues to consider the rest to be irregular bleeding. Number 3, what if the bleeding is all look-alike and she cannot distinguish or differentiate? In this case, we tell her to look into her womenfolk, her sisters, her mom, her cousins, and check what is the most likely time of the month that they get their menses, and she should imitate them and follow suit and consider herself in her menses as well. Now, a woman in her istihadha, or irregular menses bleeding, or whatever, she is not the same as the woman in her monthly cycle, because she can pray, she can fast, she can touch the mushaf, she can be intimate with her spouse, and she can perform tawaf and the likes. So the only difference between al-mustahadha and a woman in her menses is that she does not pray and she does not fast. That is, the woman in her monthly cycle, that she is not similar to her in any of the rulings at all, except that she has to purify herself, perform wudu whenever the time of the prayer begins, and Allah Azza wa Jal knows best.